Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Banter Blitz. My name is Jan Gustafsson and I'm excited to play some beautiful chess games on this, I was gonna say the day of the week. And let me see, does it say on my screen? I do believe it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday the 5th of March. Let's play some games, shall we? I'm going to try to collect my thoughts while I click on a challenger, such as Mr. Crummaster. Mr. Crummaster, are you there? D4, knight f6. I shall play c4 as you do, grabbing space. G6. I will also follow his lead and fianchetto my bishop. Knight c3 to stop. Pawn to d5. d6. Knight f3, c6. Crummaster's blitzing out the moves like there was no tomorrow. This is intimidating stuff. I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle it. Look at this speed. It's also a 3-minute game, which means whoever spends more than 3 minutes contemplating his or her moves will lose the game because of overstepping of the time limit. I shall try to avoid that fate, but it's gonna be tough to do. I'm out of book, but I'm very scared about knight f3 check tricks. So I will immediately bring my king up the board. Give me that bishop. I said I was out of book, but looking at this position, it looks vaguely familiar. Still don't know what to play, but I've seen, if not this position, very similar positions before. Maybe some game. I can't recall. Some Ivanchuk game, I believe. Ivanchuk with black. Not sure if bishop e3 is the move or f4, but it does look like something that I have seen in the past. Then again, all these lines look very similar, and many of them have their own little subtleties and transpositions and so on. So these g3, what are they called? G3 Kings Indians are still a bit of a mystery to me. Anyway, I should defend that pawn, I believe. Although f3, of course, weakens my structure a little bit. So it's all a bit double-edged. But how bad can it be? I'll prepare b4. Step out of this diagonal. In case he wants to go b5. I believe I'll play b4, queen somewhere, queen c7, maybe a4, and hope that I made more progress than Mr. Crummaster. Here we go. Trying to calculate a4, bc, bishop c4, d5. It felt like I had a few too many loose things on the, what do experts call this, on the C file. So I decided against it and went for this, which I'm not sure was such a wise choice, especially C5 actually. Looks a bit silly, just giving myself a weakness and not that much to show for it. The usual, not playing great, but we're just getting started. Go away. Queen e5 was nice. I was much more concerned about bishop to f8 targeting the c5 pawn, while now he gave me some space and some time. And that space shall not go to waste. Oh, you have all these subtle positional fights Then the guy hangs a rook, but does not think about resigning. And somehow it makes me feel, actually he does resign at least. It makes me feel silly about this tough fight we had before. Thanks for the game, Mr. Crommaster. Let us play Grana Blanca. Where you at, Grana Blanca? I think the only language Grana Blanca really understands is the Petrov. Is that a fair assumption, Grana Blanca? Grana Blanca from Argentina. I'm not sure what Grana Blanca means. Blanca obviously means white, but Grana? I should know. I do not. I will Google. Grana Blanca. That's good banter blitzing. Queen e2, queen e7, d3. Let's spice it up, Grana. Grana Blanca. What is that stuff? Rice? We will never find out. Bishop g5. I think there's different moves that one can play here. I'll go knight bd7, trying to stop him from ruining my pawn structure by going bishop f6, forcing gf. Knight c3. What do I do now? h6, g6. Je ne sais pas. Probably h6, bishop e3. It's objectively not ideal, but I don't really mind keeping queens on the board against the Grana boy. Deep thought, he does decide to get rid of les dames. And who can blame him? b6 maybe? Looks a bit funny, weakening the c6 square. But it feels like a decent square for the bishop. c6 or a6 were also very logical moves. b6 is sort of asking for some knight jumps, knight d4, knight f5. I'm not so sure about it. g3, very tight. No tension in the position, please. Ugh, this is boring. That's why you don't play the Petrov, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, I don't blame you if you have fallen asleep at this point. Electory I do not have, because I must punish Grana Blanca for his sins eventually, and I will do that the only way I know how to. Move pieces to random squares and then push him over the allowed time limit. And Miktal, the source of wisdom that he always is saying, looks very drawish. Thank you so much, Miktal. I like my chances. I will slowly but surely occupy more terrain all over the board and eventually push Grana Blanca back multiple fronts. At least that is the plan. Knight d1, he retreats voluntarily. That's the spirit. Keep going back. I thought I should go knight f5 to introduce some knight e7 check ideas. Well, now knight d1, the white pieces are starting to feel a little bereft of space. That's the word I'm trying to add to my active vocabulary. Bereft. I don't exactly know what it means, but I guess it means something like short. But I'm gonna have to give it some more test runs. I'm not comfortable using bereft left and right. H5, some targets. I'll play some more tight moves. Have everything covered. And then, when Grana Blanca thinks it's safe out there, I will strike. Don't know how though. Knight h5, king h2. I'm just helping him by inducing only moves. So I'll go for this, which is probably not a great move, but maybe introduces a new dimension into the position. 94 bothers me somewhat. 91 bothers me somewhat less. The excitement. Anybody still awake out there? In that case, you are in for the Flaginale Grande that I am here with, starting officially announcing the beginning of flag operations. Grana Blanca has played well, by the way. As usual, I haven't, so it's always hard to say how much is his contribution and how much is mine to the position still being fairly equal. But isn't that why we love the royal game of chess? All these blurred lines, Robin Thicke style. Now, important to ruin my position as much as possible before winning on time. But no, Grana Blanca resigns. That's a bit upsetting. To resign in equal position, we have 2 seconds left. Sort of takes the joy of flagging out of it for me. So don't appreciate that, Grana Blanca. Good game though. Let's see. Do we have any people I've never played before? Because you know, those are my favorites. Let's see, in the chat, Mr. Dotgi is saying, I'm new, please pick me. He probably doesn't know the rules. You have to challenge in order for me to pick you. You can see my username. It's Jan below the video. You hover over it and then you can click on challenge Jan. In the meantime, I shall play against none other than Jonathan Russell 94617, rated 1332. Here we go. He plays the Caro-Can. I will play the best line I know, which is Queen e2, mainly intending d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight d7, knight d6 check. It's not as stupid as it looks, which is a thing you can say about many of these stupid moves, but it's still fairly stupid. Knight f6 stops my main idea of checkmating him. And I don't really want to take on f6, so I'll go knight f3, which actually transposes to a somewhat reasonable line. Here, after knight f3, d, e, knight e4, knight f6, queen to e2 is a serious move. So now we're back in sort of theory. He plays e6. I don't know, I guess I'll switch back to normal play. d4, bishop d3, short castles, or bishop d2, long castles, depending on circumstances. Well, white should be a bit better. I wouldn't mind this game ending after short castles, queen takes h7, checkmate. But I have a feeling Jonathan Russell 90210 was not born yesterday, and he will not fall for that. Speaking of 90210, Luke Perry died? That's shocking. I grew up with Dylan. I never knew what he was doing with this extremely annoying Brenda character. But seems like they had a thing. Jonathan Russell has avoided immediate checkmate on h7. He paid a bit of a price in form of a weakness on e6, so white is much better now. But the game is still not decided. Rook e1, bishop c4. It's a nice horsey. I shall keep it simple. Jonathan in Blitz, in order to avoid the horrible, horrible fate of getting flagged, you have to make moves like queen takes e7 more quickly. There's no alternative. Just go for it. b5, so aggressive. Jonathan playing well so far. He's still in trouble positionally because of these weak squares I did mention. He goes bishop a6, setting up b takes a4, but giving me a juicy, juicy pawn. Wow, the thumb down does say sleepy face. Is this some expert chess24 coding? Did we do the emoji names? Curious what I will be recommended to watch based on this game. My best guess is Aronian fighting for the initiative with black. I've already seen that. Matimi is saying, Jan, pick me. I won't crush you. That is some serious bantering. Matimi. Not sure I can handle that. As for this game, I should try to play more interesting games, right? My problem is, I want to win. I've never been that concerned about being entertaining, as if you've seen the show before, you've probably noticed. But yeah, that's possibly not ideal for a long and prosper career in Banter Blitzing. What can you do? I was gonna say a leopard cannot change his spots, and that brought me to the most fascinating thing I learned last week. Did you guys know that all panthers are either leopards or jaguars? Jaguars? That's probably not true. But a panther is just a black leopard or a black jaguar? I was completely stunned to find out that Bagheera is not even his own cat species. I don't know. I guess technically all these dudes are whatever, Pantera. But yeah, that's my bit of half-ass animal trivia for today. Afuro Samurai says, I mean, I like to play against stronger opponents because even if I lose, I might learn something. It's way more interesting. Yeah, that's very true. I feel the same way. No, I don't. I just want to win. Dan VSG says, true. Alright. Will I flag or will I checkmate? I think flagging, as usual, is a big favorite. But it's not my fault. I can't force people to make all the moves in the time they are assigned for the game. I would recommend it, but I can't enforce it. See what I mean? There's nothing I can do about it. How am I ever gonna checkmate? And Jairo Serrano says, except me, Jan, I'm new. Okay, guys, it's getting a little out of hand. I am assuming that everyone that has challenged me wants to play. So we don't need everyone that has challenged me to wish to verbalize that wish in the chat. I would like to play. Who would I like to play? Springer 95. That's my boy. Mr. Dodgy is saying, if you don't verbalize your wishes, then they'll never come true. That is possibly true. Then again, I don't think I ever said I want to lose my virginity. And believe it or not, I did. Not sure it was a wish though. So maybe Mr. Dodgy is still correct. Springer 95 goes G6. That looks possible, but somewhat daring in combination with E6, because, you know, a lot of light square weaknesses. Now, if I was a braver man, I would sacrifice this knight. And since I feel bad about not being entertaining and confident that I will win against Springer 95, no matter what, let's keep it real here. I will go for this, which I probably normally would not dare to do. I'm not that convinced it's correct, but it looks entertaining. Vuros G is saying, hello Jan, I'm a new premium member. How can I challenge you? If you're watching this on chess24.com, below the video, there should be my username, which is Jan. If you hover over that username, a little pop-up window should appear. And there you can click on Challenge Jan. Did I describe that correctly? I don't really speak internet. Dutch Defender is saying, is pressing challenge verbalizing? No, that's what you have to do, because otherwise I cannot accept your challenge. Alright, this show is becoming more and more Infowarsy by the minute. Can I interest you in subscription to this Ladies' Health magazine as well? I was trying to think of a Ladies' Health magazine, but I don't know any. I only read Men's Health. Do they have Women's Health? I don't know. Bishop g5 was a nonsensical move. e5 felt more in the spirit. But as we have established many a time, I'm not a natural born attacker. I still have long-term compensation because it will take a while to extricate these guys, and knight a6 makes my task somewhat easier because I can win my piece back. And you know, I'm much more at peace if I'm not down a piece. Springer 95 is weighing his options here. None of them are great. Queen f6. I will just go bishop g3. Bishop f6. Same. Then probably push f4 and f5. So yeah, it's a dangerous situation for Mr. Springer. Partly because my Springer, which means knight in German, is stronger than his Springer. In German we say, Springer am Rand bringt Kummer und Schand, which loosely translates to a knight on the rim, once again in German, is dim. So far so good. Can't see a knockout blow just yet. Not saying there isn't one, saying I can't see it. Not the same. Oh no! My beloved, what are they called? Earmuffs? Should be 7 looked cooperative. How do we wrap this up? Check on g6 would be a decent strategy. This is one of the saddest phenomenons of Banter Blitz. Me trying very hard to find a checkmate, failing and then making a random move. To be witnessed in every show. Dan VSG is saying knight takes b7 was better than f4. Very possible. I don't know why. Knight b7 to go bishop b7, queen d6, queen c7. I don't know, Dan VSG. I think I might beg to differ. Dan VSG is asking, sir, can you suggest something about the Scotch? Against the Scotch. Yeah, well, actually, probably in the relatively near future. I should do some video series, mainly because I promised our friend Laurent when he did his series on the Berlin, that I would try to fill in some e4, e5 blanks, like the 4 knights and the Scotch. So I'll get that done very shortly. By very shortly, I mean in 2019. Pompush is asking, hi Jan, did you see the World Team Championship games today? Yeah, not sure if I saw all of them, but I kind of clicked through. Let me recollect the action. India won 3.5 half against Sweden. Our friend Niels Grandelius got checkmated by Adiban in what looked like a nice game, while Springer resigns because he's being sort of overwhelmed. What else was there? Russia won 2.5, 1.5 key game, or I'm not sure if the key game, but big game on board 4 where Artemiev beat Ali Reza. Is that right? That's all I can remember. Think the USA managed to win their game as well. Well, I will hopefully manage to win my game against JF Sebastian. But there are no guarantees. D4, knight f6, c4. I should fianchetto. This bishop. Ugh, so does he. Now I'm already frustrated. Here we go. I feel more at home in c6, d5 sort of positions, but I don't think that's what the doctor ordered against JF Sebastian. So I will, with a very heavy heart, play some, whatever this is called, King's Indianish type of setup. Can I go c6 here? Is this a line? Or is b4 good for white? Not sure. We'll find out. He goes knight c3. I guess I can't recall. I guess b4 has to be critical there. Because now, as long as I manage to not blunder this knight, at least strategically I should have achieved something. With rook c8 coming quickly, I have quite some play on the queen side, while for white his knight on d2 could be a bit clumsy. Of course b4 is always a looming question, but I thought worst case scenario I have rook c8 hitting this guy after ba rook c3, and if bishop b2, let's say I have knight c4. There's also other moves like knight somewhere, knight takes d5, but I don't feel the need to get too crazy. Pompusha saying, Wei Yi game was also exciting. Wei Yi won, right? Yeah, just click through that. That was a nice game indeed. It was against Safarli? I think it was against Safarli. Yeah, it was a good game. So what's going on here? I could play b5, or I could play queen c7, followed by some rook to c8. I think that's what I will do. Not some rook to c8, but this very rook. And as mentioned, I like my position. Looks like I achieved quite some things on the queen side, while JF Sebastian still has some work to do before all his pieces are operating at peak capacity. Could have taken, but queen b6 looks nice as well. Because white, yeah, it's at least a tempo short. Bishop d4 I'll take, and if not, something will hopefully happen. Bishop b5, queen b5, some knight g4, or some rook c2. What do I know? Looks promising. I developed this very unhealthy habit, at least for streams, that I can't really sit like a normal person anymore, like this. But I'm like 900% more comfortable with my feet on the table. Which, yeah, I guess it's nothing to be too proud of. Just telling you. That's what happened. Rook fc1. Any tactics? Knight g4, rook c4. I'm not winning just yet. Which is a great pity. Can of course take a bunch of times with a very good position. But can I do better? Actually, this is too much fun not to play. The problem is it might lose. Losing versus entertaining. The old dilemma. Oh, we didn't plug our Magnus Banter Blitz yet? Just read it in the chat. I even have a graphic. There's a Banter Blitz this Friday with Mr. Magnus Carlsen. Believe it or not. Probably believe it, because I never lie to you guys. So yeah, Friday 6 p.m. Le World Champion is finally entering the, what some people say, most prestigious arena of chess playing. Banter Blitz, where I just missed bishop to e3, which is a nice move. And now I'm not as much better as I was hoping I was gonna be. Give me. Queen c3. You want to check me? I want to check you too. I'm checky. I hope you're checky too. Bishop e3, so fast. Ooh, that guy's hanging. Yeah, good job. Good job, Jan. He might not see it. Diagonal queen retreats, some people say, are very hard to spot. See? Still, mildly embarrassed. I'm never that embarrassed, because I've done so many bad things. But I'm mildly embarrassed. Ay, ay, ay. I feel I'm blundering something every move, so I should exchange pieces to sort of minimize the risk of blundering all my pieces. I've also been slow, which is not ideal, And yeah, if we can't exchange pieces, I should at least take some of his. So that they can't attack my things. Good game, JF Sebastian. Great game, Jan, except for this. Blundering a piece in one move. My queen retreats, like, who can anticipate such things? Let me play forestry. I know a lot about forestry. I believe the key is to get rid of the leaves. Then no forest fires. Will happen. Just, mow the lawns. Keep it clean. That's what I've been told. Oliver Shah is saying, I'm curious how Magnus Carlsen will be rated. He has an account. He played a match against Peter Svidler the other day. I think he started with 2800. Probably took some rating from poor Mr. Svidler. So he's around 2900 at this point. And old ZG is saying, rake the pine needles. Exactly. I'm supposed to go knight f5. Nah, I'm not that subtle. Or maybe I am. Why not? Thomas Nordberg 837 is saying Roffel. Yeah, normally you can't go wrong with a well-timed Roffel. Pompusher saying nearly time for Jan's holiday and chess tournament. Let's hope he can bring the bacon home this year. Believe it or not, you probably believe it. I was just making travel plans because obviously I'm gonna need some time to fight off jet lag in Thailand. And more importantly, I'm probably saying this all the time, but this year I feel it more strongly than ever, and I could also really feel it strongly last year. I'm feeling old and rusty, and since my annual tournament, the Thailand Open, or as it's officially called, the Bangkok Chess Club Open, is coming up, I have a feeling I have to do some work. Some of it I'll do while I'm here, maybe in form of some video series or whatever. Some tactics trainer nonsense. But I also need to take a good hard look at my openings, at my current calculating skills, at my ways to defeat tricky 2300 players, and figure out what I want to do in certain situations. Mr. Dodgy is saying, scientists say you need at least a month to adjust to jet lag. That does sound correct. Dutch Defender is saying, takes me years to adjust to jet lag. Yeah, Chess24 has its own built-in jet lag, that is true. Pompusher is saying, wow, you use Chess24 tactics trainer as well, Jan. All my life I've done very little tactics training, which is nothing to be proud of, but I have a feeling the time has come. I should, and I will. But I've never really done it. Like neither any online tactics trainers nor books with tactics exercises, stuff like that. It was never really my cup of tea, but one should do it, and you could argue better late than never. Mr. Dodgy is saying Jan is hoping to be the next Coolouts. Yeah, I was a bit upset about all this narrative. Coolouts, who's a very young man at age 42, when people are saying, wow, this old dude did something. And when I realized he's only like 3 years older than me, I thought, ugh. I'm no longer young. Kaido made me realize. And Thomas Nordberg 837 is saying, I guess only premiums get to play Magnus. You guessed correctly, Thomas Nordberg 837. Give me that pawn, forestry. How do I win here? Probably on time, as usual. Let's face it. I could show off and play this, because why not? Not really a good move, but won't change the result of the game. That seems a bit excessive, both for queen takes d4 and queen h2. Reasons. Let's play more chess games. What about our old friend Feggy? Forestry says, thanks for the game. Thank you, Forestry. Feggy goes 1 e4. I normally play some tricky e4, e5 sidelines, and then I'm better and get upset because I miss some trick. Is this our history, Feggy? I have a feeling this is what might have happened in past encounters. Or not? I can't remember. I'm working on this video series, so I looked up theory of knight d4, which I normally forget very quickly. Bishop c4, bishop c5 is sort of the main line, and black is fine if you can remember a sequence of moves here. Actually, yeah, nowadays it's more used as, how do you call this? I don't know, a drawing weapon, I think, at the highest level, because the main line, knight takes e5, queen e7, knight f3, d5, however this goes, it's more or less a forced draw. So for black, in order to play for a win, one has to think of something clever. Well, this knight a4, I don't know, doesn't strike a lot of fear into my heart, frankly. Is this what we played last time, Faggy? This looks very familiar. It looks like black is very fine, no? To me, at least. a4. I could play d5 takes, bishop g4, queen g3, cd, knight d5. No, probably not worth the headaches. Could also pretend I'm Levon Aronian and go king h8, knight g8, f5, the next couple moves. Or play bishop e6. So many options. A lot will depend on what Feggy does. He's normally aggressive, probably will play g4 without much warning. Maybe h3 followed by g4. Who knows? Feggy keeps gaining space. I'll do my Levon imitation, why not? I'm sure he'll play g4, but don't overextend, Mr. Feggy. You're pushing pawns on every side of the board. Well, I'm just making passive moves on both sides. All right, what is this position? I think I should be okay. Pawn Pusher saying, yeah, not the biggest fan of the King's Gambit from what I've heard from Jan's opening clinics. Yeah, I don't think it's a very good opening, but yeah, when I'm doing e4, e5 sidelines, I might as well do a series saying why it's not good. Spoiler alert, it starts with you take the pawn with e takes f4. I normally recommend everybody Ivan Salgado's ebook, which is very good and comprehensive sort of refutation of the King's Indian. It costs whatever, €4. So I think if you're desperate trying to figure out what to do against it, you could get Mr. Salgado's writings. What do I play here? Should I bring my knight to g6? Should I be afraid of g5? Not really afraid of g5. So maybe. Not sure this is a great square, but it looks like a plausible square at least. Here we are. Knight g3. Maybe time to fight for some dark squares. Give me some dark squares, Feggy baby. Problem with knight f4, queen f3, g6 is it gets much sharper after h4, and I'm not sure how much I benefit from that. So, not sure what to do. The usual problem. Alright, let's do it anyway. But yeah, I keep doing that. I stare at some position, I see something I don't like, then I do it anyway, because I'm too lazy / stupid to think of an alternative. It's not a great trait. Alright, so let me calculate. h4, gf, hg, fg. Queen g3, I guess rook h7 doesn't quite work yet. Okay, doesn't go h4. That's interesting. Get some pieces out. Knight g3 felt very slow. Now I should be doing pretty well. Knight e2, I can take on d3, for example. I can also take on b3. And he has to go bishop takes f4, and then I guess once again the greedy option is the one I'm attracted to. But let me first think which version I prefer. Knight d3 also looks quite good. Well, who knows? Rook c1, more surprise. Giving a pawn back here with a very heavy heart. You know, I don't like to do such things. But I thought I'm still in good shape. Even though, no, it wasn't a good decision. If I'm being honest with myself, this was not a great decision. Neither was rook to c1. This is not gonna end well, Feggy. Yeah, weird game. I think I was doing fine, but the key moment to me was here after queen f3, g6, where I thought he absolutely has to play h4 to challenge my pieces. And such things, who knows what's gonna happen. Looks scary. I thought it probably works for me, but I've been wrong about such things before. Anyway, thanks for the game. Mr. Feggy. Who's that? Raffaello. Mr. Dodgy is asking, Jan, can I hire you as a second for the Banter Blitz against Magnus? You certainly can. My rates are very reasonable, and I'm very familiar with Magnus's openings. So that does sound like a win-lose situation. e3, b6. People are doing that now, huh? I'll go a3. I've seen Korobov win with a3. What's good enough for Korobov is good enough for me. That's my new motto. I think Vichy played ed in that game I was talking about. Bishop d3. Why not Vichy? Queen c2 looks sort of wrong. Yeah, note to self, study these stupid lines one day. Find some time to study these stupid lines, dear Jan, because you're not making much of an impact here. Queen g4, so aggressive. Is that how people play? Don't really get it, it'll go away. Ugh. I wasn't paying attention, I was reading the chat. Bishop e2 was sort of an insane move. Bishop b5 looks much more interesting. Anyway, I played Bishop e2, and there's no take-backsies in Banter Blitzes. So, this is where we are. Should I take or should I cast immediately? I think I should take. I can't see any discovered checks, and if he has to recapture, the knight on a6 looks fairly silly. So, take it is. As a 3-minute game, ugh, then speed up it is too. Ugh. So stressful. Why can't we play a friendly 5-minute game of chess instead of having to hurry up all the time? Does no one have a 10-minute attention span anymore? Always in a hurry. Not a good pre-move, because this looks like a better move. Stressed out. I really know how it feels to be. Raffaello resigns. Thanks for the game, Mr. Raffaello. Alright, what else do we have? What about Mr. Fire? Fire! He's playing the Slav. Firing out some moves here. Ugh, I can't remember theory in these complicated lines. Come on, Fire. I'm an old man. The amount of stuff people expect you to know these days. It's just upsetting. Sorry I'm showing all this skin. But Fire says, you know what? I was bluffing. I'm not ready to play e5 myself. I'll play g6, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because now I get all this stuff with tempo. Paige is saying, Jan looks like a mobster with this posture, skin coming out. Maybe chest hair too soon. I think that ship has sailed. I've given up the dream of chest hair for this life. And I think if I'm gonna get hair implants, it will be against my receding hairline, not chest hair implants. So no, I don't think that's happening. And can I get that pawn somehow? Queen b3, knight b6, something. Too complicated. I feel like I could have achieved more. But it is what it is. Shining Forest saying Queen d2 instead of g3 is a fun move without too much theory. Yeah, I'm aware of Queen d2. It's not that good, unfortunately. Life is tough. Often the moves without too much theory aren't very good. And the moves that are very good carry a lot of theory. It's always tough balance. Anyway, this game, well, I wouldn't call it a fire festival, but it's had its moments. Where should my queen go? I guess here. Yeah, not exactly winning, is it? Nope. B6 might give me something to work with, but it's still very solid, of course. I don't know. I'll pretend I'm Alpha Zero, and if in doubt, I'll play H4. Give me that C file, at least. That's the least you can do for me. After all these years we've known each other, Fire. I don't think me asking for the c file is out of line. Problem is there's always a lot of potential for perpetuals in these positions. Let's say I take, queen takes, queen somewhere, queen c6, queen b4. It's going to be very hard to win these. So I'll keep the bishops because I believe the drawing potential is just too high. If I exchanged that bishop e3, does not really look like a move claiming white is better. Looks more like a move claiming I would like to somehow flag you. Bishop d8. Yeah, why not, I guess. Queen c7. That's interesting. How's this endgame? Is this just a draw? I'm not that sure. I'll probably find a way to lose it, but the objective evaluation I'm not sure about. Yup, well on my way of losing this. King c6, king b5 coming. That's bad news. At least he's thinking. He's thinking. This is deep grandmasterly plan. Well, the truth is the usual. He's playing well, actually. That's not fair. Bishop f6, I could make a draw, just for the record. Saw option to make draw and ignored it against better judgment. Ugh, don't make me calculate. This doesn't work, yeah? That's upsetting. If it doesn't work, how can I win? I was calculating bishop d6, a3, ba, b3, which indeed did not work. King f6 was the move. I'm an idiot, but okay, we know that much. King f6, bishop e5 really was not asking too much. Now queen a4 check. I won't be able to win this. Good job, Mr. Fire. That was stupid. Like, good game, but not finding king f6 is mildly upsetting. ba or b3, doesn't matter. e6, and I would check on e5, which, yeah, I should be capable of spotting. Anyway, good game by Fire. And who can I fight with fire and fury to get over this tough experience? Maybe Mr. Jose Moya. Kasparov, not a premium member, saying, Mr. Jan Gustafsson, that is the correct way to address me. Could you please tell us more about the opening, what we can see on your board? Please comment more. Thanks. I'm doing my very best, but Banter Blitz, as the title indicates, is also a lot about talking nonsense. If you would like to know even more about openings, I can recommend you Jan's Opening Clinic or the many video series available on Chess24. But apologies, Kasparov, that I did not comment enough on the opening. Jose Moya. We might not get any opening. Because Jose Moya is not around. So sad. Then let's play against Afuro Samurai, who's a very shy man. He would never bring up the option of us playing a friendly game of chess. So sometimes you have to force them to their luck. Just accept that challenge. Mr. Afuro Samurai in the building. Knight of 3, g6. I went e4 because I think that's the best move. And because often Grunfeld players are using this move order to lure you into d4, knight of 6 stuff. Why am I talking more about the opening? This is one of the many random lines you can play. Yeah, I think knight c6 is a good way to play. c3, e5. And here, black has multiple moves at his disposal. That should all more or less equalize the game. h6 strikes me somewhat slow. I think I probably would have gone either knight h5 immediately, or I don't know what I would have done. But even what Afro Samurai does looks fairly reasonable. a4 as the problem weakens the b4 square. So now if he goes ed and I go cd, then his knight gains access to that square. And let me count. ed, cd, knight d4, knight d4. Counting finished. Knight f4, normally not the end of the world as we know it in such positions. It's a nice active square, of course, but it's not obvious how black should follow up that active horsey. And I can always kick it out if I feel the need with king h2, followed by g3. g5 looks consistent, but is also weakening some squares on the king side. So it's a mixed blessing. How do I do this? Knight h2 looks a bit clumsy. King h2, g4 he should play, then knight g1, g8, g3, knight g2. Bothered me a little bit. But I can't think of anything smarter, so I guess I'll do that. For Samurai, taking his time here. I think he should play g4, if not after knight g1 and g3. I'll have a very stable construction. And he does. Gh, g3, and yeah, knight g2 is the only move that bothers me there. He goes h5, which strikes me as slow. I think he had to take here, making use of this little tactic. I might not threaten gf, but I'm probably threatening de, followed by gf. So it's going to be hard for black to leave his knight standing on f4 forever. Therefore, yeah, I guess he should take on h3. And here, I was hoping I would be better somehow after either takes or queen h5. Let me think about it for a second. Yeah, I guess queen h5 is fine. This guy does not run away. Queen g6. Well, it's not exactly the material of my nightmares to play an endgame pawn up. So I shall go for that. Yeah, I should have played d5. I'm committing my usual sin of sort of not paying enough attention once I have a big edge. And yeah, that is a serious flaw. Still, the black position, fortunately, is also seriously flawed. And I can now take the game into King's Indian-esque territory, using my extra pawn to generate some action on the queen side as well. What can I say? It's a pretty sad position for black. He has less material, less time, and a worse bishop. So yeah, there's not a lot of good to be said about it. Let's exchange some pawns. Selfish as I am, I had anticipated... what did I anticipate? I had anticipated something. And now, selfish as I am, I will play this combination of the century. Rook c8 check. Followed by a little knight fork. Which should increase my pawn lead to 2, while keeping all my positional pluses, and therefore Afuro Samurai decides that he has seen enough. Thank you for the game. Let's give Jose Moya one more chance. Bushido Haras, and you can't add enough time delay to prevent the plan from being heard. What's that? Sounds cryptic. What's going on here? Jose Moya is playing the Slav, but I will try to confuse him with the move order. Delaying d4. On some guys it has a very confusing effect and takes them out of their usual schemes, especially if they're not semi-Slav players. And I'm hoping that Mr. Jose Moya is one of these guys. This position, of course, nothing too bad has happened. I guess it's slightly better for white. You often get very similar things when white is already committed to queen to c2. Here my queen went to e2, which hopefully is a somewhat better square. But still, nothing too bad has happened. This structure I generally like for white. This pawn could be a potential target. Bishop a6 might look somewhat strange because I'm exchanging my quote-unquote good bishop for his quote-unquote bad bishop. But the reason is that I would like to eat this pawn. And we exchanged a defender. The question I always struggle with in such positions is g3 or h3. Here I think g3 was very bad for tactical reasons because he could have played c4. Using the fact that the knight on f3 was undefended. But in general, it's always a tricky choice where to put your pawns on the king side. Here, especially if the opponent has a dark square bishop, then g3 sort of restricts the dark square bishop, but still weakens the light squares a little bit. So these things are never easy, at least not to me. Now, where does the knight go? Is this one of these situations where Ivanchuk would play some rook b1 double exclam? No, I don't think it is. These positions, yeah, no one really likes them or plays them voluntarily with black, but they are still very, very solid. Like, if black does nothing wrong here, he should not lose. But yeah, personally I always try to avoid them at all costs because you're just in for a long, unpleasant defense. Computers never think. It's too bad, because they never blunder the d5 pawn and don't get tired. But in practice, yeah, I always try to avoid those at not all cost, but most costs. Even though, as I mentioned, objectively, black should not lose this. I had to take with the rook to not blunder in exchange after knight c3. And I did. Pawn Pusher is asking if I saw Ivanchuk's game against Roy Robson yesterday. I did not. Was it good? What did I miss? Nope, I did not see it. Rook d8, can't go queen e4, but rook e4 looks decent, no? Very important not to blunder in such positions. It's always a bit of a turn-off. When I think both sides played a good game, then you blunder a piece, and you continue playing. It's telling me, I don't believe you, Patzer, can win this with an extra horsey. But Jose Moya does believe I can win it, and does resign. Thanks for the game, Mr. Moya. What time is it? Oh, it's 18:25. One last game. Anybody I've never played before? Let me see my list. Where my noobs at? Niffing. New York firing. New York effing. What's niffing? NY thing. New York flagging? There's Mr. Niffing. Good old Carlsbad structure. I know he takes with the knight, then it's good old freestyling structure. Knight takes c3 was a scimitar-ish. Well, knight back to f6. Normally, if people do this to me, I'm so tempted to just try to end the game quickly with h4, e5, bishop h7, knight g5. I can just never help myself. And I'm aware it's a pattern that most people are aware of, so it's not that educational. But I just can't help myself. h4 has the point that after king h7, knight g5, bishop takes g5, hg, this rook enters the game with hopefully devastating effect. After king rook to e8, it's not that clear. King h7, knight g5 takes, king g8, and queen h5, king f8, and the king runs away. Well, if you play king f8, this is another speech I typically give at this point. Now you're just lost while being material down. Which is worse than being lost while being material up, because at least when you're lost being material up, you have something to hope for. I'm not sure if that logic really applies. The best thing is to avoid being lost altogether. Bombpusher saying, GM Shanklin was very good. Did you see it, Jan, on his last round of the US Chess Champs? I did not see it. I read the article earlier. It might have been the paraphrasing, but I did notice that in the first paragraph, not the paraphrasing, the transcribing, is that the word? I did notice that in the first paragraph, he mentioned twice, I think, that all this money he's making now has not changed him as a person. Would change me. Give me all these monies. Yeah, I think that's a very humble observation to make. Can I humbly checkmate him? I still don't see a checkmate. Must be a checkmate somewhere. Come on. New York thing. Let's find a checkmate. Together. Queen d4, h7, king h8, queen f7, knight f7, checkmate. No? My next proposal. Random move. Queen f7, queen takes, h7. You stop destroying all my beautiful checkmate ideas, New York thing. This is no longer fun. What have I done? That was such a nice line. Now I'm not going to be able to do it. It's very sad. Why can I never checkmate anybody? It's starting to get to me. Like I can flagmate, but when's the last time I checkmated someone? Even Pagey is saying, I think I'm gonna miss this last checkmate. So will I, Pagey. So will I. So here we are, waiting for a move by NYFing. And not only does he not allow me to checkmate him, but now he resigns. Which brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for watching. In case you have not heard yet, a little program called Banter Blitz with world champion Magnus Carlsen will be happening this Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. You know what? Let me type in the time for you. Friday. What date could Friday be? Today is like what? 5th? So it's probably the 8th. International Women's Day. I think we celebrate that by having a man do Banter Blitz. Friday, is it March? I think it's March. Design Jan. Boom. Here you go. So yeah, you don't want to miss that. Every premium member can challenge Magnus to a game. He chooses whoever he likes. So you might have the chance to play against the world champion in a lovely Blitz game. Other than that, there is the even more exciting stuff. Like my opening clinic is back with episode 2 on Thursday. I'll be doing a German Geschäftsblitz on Thursday as well. I'll be working on my video series, on my travel planning to be fully rested for the Thailand Open. All the good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.